Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
What's up, Vaughn?
What's up?
What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, Chris, what's going on?
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying that right now this is a rumor, so just take all of this with a grain of salt. We're not saying any of this is confirmed. We're not saying any of this is real at this time. It's a rumor right now. It could turn out to be true.
Okay.
Just keep your eyes open on Star Wars stuff. So this
All right.
really has to do with Episode 9. Don't worry, there are no spoilers in this. We're not ruining anything for the movie, so you're free to watch this if you choose to do so.
Okay.
So, allegedly, Colin Trevorrow, who was supposed to be the director of Star Wars Episode 9 before they rehired or decided to put J.J. Abrams back into that spot.
Okay.
Colin Trevorrow was let go. They said for creative differences and stuff like that. They said he was being difficult to work with. I don't think they said it like that, but that's what they were implying.
They were kind of implying it was, yeah.
Or at least that's the way I interpreted it, I should say. So he's no longer doing Episode 9. J.J. Abrams is. So the rumor right now is the reason that he was let go, there were two main reasons he was let go, and both of them have to do with his script for Episode 9 and how they greatly differed from what was established in Episode 8. So the two main things, allegedly, that caused him to argue and then get let go were Luke Skywalker was going to remain alive in Episode 9. So he wasn't.
So he was going against Rian Johnson's thing.
Basically, yes. He was
going to undo it?
No, he was supposed to stay alive in Trevorrow's script, so he would have never died in 8.
Okay.
And they were going to reveal, if I remember correctly, that Leia was more Force-sensitive or more powerful with the Force than we thought, specifically saying that it was some sort of, like, something to do with Luke and their connection as brother and sister. So, they were saying.
So they thought he was the one that was the most powerful, and it wasn't. It was Leia.
No, nothing like that. They were saying that it was supposed to be something beautiful and tragic. That's all they kept saying with that. I'm assuming it may have had something to do with, like, maybe if one of them dies, the other one dies too. So I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that because I don't know. But apparently, since this went against what they were going to do in 8, Colin Trevorrow argued for this apparently very, very intensely. He wanted this to be the way he had it in his script. He wanted these two things to be in there, but the story group was already set with what was happening in 8. So him arguing about this caused them to say, maybe we're not compatible with this movie. Maybe we're not, this is obviously not the story that you want to tell. So they let him go, and they put J.J. Abrams in there because Abrams, as it's been reported, has been completely fine and was perfectly okay, as far as we know, with what Rian Johnson did.
He's a yes man, I guess, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, okay.
He probably just liked the story and said, yes, I can pick it up from here. He already said that he wanted to do 8. Apparently, after reading the script, he said, I want to do 8. The script is so good.
Yeah.
So what I'm taking away from this rumor is Colin Trevorrow argued for his story, which I respect that. I really do. I think that he wanted to tell it one way. They said no, and it just didn't work out. That happens. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
However, what it also says to me, and this is just the way I'm interpreting this, is this whole idea that they don't have a plan for what they want to do is BS. Because if they didn't have a plan, then he could have done almost whatever he wanted, and they would have been like, yeah, fine.
Right.
But if it goes against what they're trying to do, then they say, you can't do it like that. Because we're trying to tell a story, which to me kind of like eases my concerns, because that means that they're willing to step in and say, don't do it like this. It goes against what we're trying to tell. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the story they're trying to tell is going to be good.
Yeah, I know.
But at least it means that they're sticking to something, which I respect, because if they just caved in on stuff, then I'd be like, well, I'm out.
Well, how does this relate to Mark Hamill, though? Is that a fake rumor, too, that Mark Hamill doesn't want to come back as a Force Ghost?
No, he said he did want to come back.
He does. So what's all the story bull crap that he doesn't want to be Luke anymore?
There was this story that came out that he had apparently said something, and somebody at Disney told him not to get his hopes up.
Huh.
Which
so they made
I don't
a story
buy.
out of it.
I don't buy that at all, honestly.
So
I
they lied and
honestly
made a
think,
fake story.
I think so, yeah. And I think what they were trying to do is kind of stoke the flames of the people that didn't like 8. And what they're trying to do is say, look, Disney doesn't want Luke, and they're trying to burn the whole thing down. That's the narrative that's trying to be spun here from what I've seen, that, like, for the people who legitimately didn't like 8, there are these sites out there who also didn't like it, and they're like, hey, let's make these stories that make it seem like Disney is just trying to screw this up.
But see, the twist on that is I hated 8, but at the same time, I can tell the difference if someone's trying to spin bullcrap.
Exactly, yeah.
And I wouldn't want them to spin bullcrap because, yes, as much as I don't want 8 and much as I want it erased, it's not happening. So I have to go with the flow. But the thing is that don't try to make something bullshit to prove the argument, because then you don't prove the argument.
Exactly.
So whatever. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this too. As much as I liked 8, I didn't think it was perfect, but I did like it. If Luke Skywalker does not show up in Episode 9, that would be a tragedy of Star Wars worse than the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know how you could potentially... And it wouldn't make sense, too, because at the end of 8, before he died, he looked at Kylo Ren and he said, see you around, kid. So, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't make sense if he said that, and then he's like, oh, he didn't show up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like, well...
As a Force ghost, or makes him feel that he's around even though...
Yeah. So, I'm thinking that they're going to do something with Luke where he's, like, haunting Kylo Ren.
That would be
like,
awesome.
just, like, tormenting him, like, every moment of his life, you know?
That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that if Colin Trevorrow was this passionate about it, I would love to hear what his idea was.
Oh, me too.
I would love to hear what he was talking about, and who knows, if 9 is not good, he might have the platform to be like, look, this is what I was going to do.
Yep.
Would they hire him back and make him do it then?
Potentially, not like redo 9 or anything, but like to maybe do a movie. I could see that happening, but
so they would undo a movie or no?
No, I don't think they would undo a movie. I think that they would just say, listen, we're going to give you a shot to do something else.
Right.
You know, possibly, but I mean, who knows? Right now, I think this is just a rumor, so it's not confirmed. But
yeah. Do you think JJ's going to do a good job?
I don't know. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of J.J. Abrams, and I'm very concerned that he's going to go to his mystery box and then just like he's going to leave it off with a cliffhanger or something. I'm very concerned about that.
I got to tell you, I'm very concerned that now people are getting so obsessed with this Cloverfield talk that they're trying to make it that everything is Cloverfield or everything could be, and then the creators of, I guess, The Quiet Place said that was never going to happen. Yeah. So that's a fake story out there. So I just think, I just wish he would clarify and fix things because, that's a mess in itself, the Cloverfield thing. But, yeah. So if Luke doesn't appear, what the hell are they going to do?
If Luke doesn't appear, I would certainly begin to question Kathleen Kennedy's motive behind whatever the hell she's doing. Honestly, I would question her. I would question the story group. I would question J.J. Abrams as to.
But George Lucas put her in power, right?
Yes.
And now, has it gone to her head?
I don't think so, because she seems like a pretty intelligent individual, and I don't.
Intelligent thing is one thing.
No. What I mean is, like, I don't think that she's sitting back there like, haha, I'm in control of Star Wars or anything.
I don't think it's like that, but it could be subconsciously. She does want it. Like, she don't want, like, she wants Luke dead. She wants. Well, this, I mean,
it's very possible. What I'm concerned with is. And I'm not making this off of this isn't like a baseless claim, because you can kind of, if you look at what they're putting out now, you can kind of see it. As much as some people try to deny it, they've got this, and it's really unfortunate, but this idea that we need more female characters, that we need more diversity, that we need more homosexual characters. It's slowly creeping its way, and now that's fine. I don't mind that if it's subtle.
If you do it right.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'll give you an example.
They're
There
not
are
doing it right.
there are several novels that I've read now where they make it an active point to be like, here's new character, they are homosexual. Here's new character, this is a woman, she has a wife. Like it's not even
Jesus.
subtle. It's like the Captain
Pushing a
Jack thing was
political agenda
Yeah.
or a movement.
like
and-
remember the Captain Jack thing, how they subtly hinted it and then they played it up for comedy later on.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a defining thing of his character.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're making these things defining things of these people.
They're ruining
And it's-
Star Wars.
Aw.
I wouldn't say they're ruining Star Wars. It's just every character now it's almost like either they're homosexual or they're a female, and it's like
the Bill thing where you have to reaffirm that she's gay every 5 minutes.
but there was one character that they did really well. I can't remember his name.
You can't remember it, then it's not good. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's in the. I haven't read it in a while. That's why,
Okay.
but he's in the Aftermath series, and he was a former Empire operative, and he defected to the Rebels and the New Republic, and his character is homosexual, but it's not like they don't say it every 5
It's
minutes.
not in your
But
face.
even
It's-
the
yeah, exactly.
homosexuals don't fucking like it.
Exactly.
Like certain things.
No, that's
the
yeah,
whole
exactly.
point. It's like you're trying to show what a great humanitarian fucking human being of the universe you are, and people who you're trying to represent are like, this sucks. No. Like,
Yeah, when you start pushing, the problem is when you start pushing it to the point to where even those who you're supposed to represent are going, folks, tone it back. You're pretty much destroying the attempts than actually and angering people more than bringing diversity.
it's like, I mean, we're on the Everything Show, so it's like Doctor Who with this shit now. Oh, let's spin the wheel. Who's the doctor going to be? Asian, African American. Oh, we like Black Panther. We like the actress who plays Michonne. She's going to be a bald-headed black African American doctor, like with a flaming sword. Like, fuck off. Like, seriously. And Russell T. Davies was like, look, I'm creating a doctor. Oh, you're in a wheelchair? There's a doctor for that, too. So the whole point is that Marvel did it, and it fucking failed miserably, where they lost tons of money. They fired people that were diversity crazy. They got rid of these people, and they cleaned house with Marvel, and they got people running the company that are against that now. So now they flushed out all the characters, and it's back to normal. You know, because it was forced. If it's forced, it's not natural.
Diversity.
It's not natural. It's forced. Like you're tripping over yourself to create a gay character. Like it just there's no call for it in the story, but you're forcing it upon people.
You're making fun of what you're trying to bring diversity to.
And this thing with Star Wars, it shouldn't be about, oh, let's have a gay character. It's about the friggin' Resistance and the First Order, and we need to fucking stay on topic and stop having these distractions.
It's one of these, that's a second-hand point. It's like they happen to be...
I mean, what do you think, Chris? I mean, am I talking gibberish or like, I mean, what?
No, I don't think you're wrong. It's just, I would be fine with it if it was more subtle. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Same here.
You don't have to like come out and be like, by the way, they're homosexual. Like I can figure that out myself.
How does that improve? And then I'm going to say, and how does this improve the storyline? How does this improve the character?
But like I can figure that out myself if you write, write the scene correctly. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be like it's that golden rule of like show don't tell. I know that's more difficult to do in a novel because you're bound by the words, but you can use the words to set up the idea.
Look at the people there are people out there that created this fake bullshit that Finn and Poe were gay and
exactly.
It's called they're fucking friends, asshole. Okay? You can have guys that are friends. If you're gonna try to establish that guys can't be friends and you're creating this whole new fucking narrative that because they're best friends they're gay, you fucking lost your argument.
Ones who've got a problem.
But there's no way, shape, and form in any fucking inclination that Finn and Poe Dameron are gay in any way, not even a 0.5%, right? But they keep throwing this shit all over Facebook and throwing these fucking articles everywhere, and I get sick of looking at it because it couldn't be further from the fucking truth. Same thing like they tried to make it that the Daryl character in Walking Dead is gay. or Luke is gay, or like stop already. He's not. They're not. Move on. Create a new character.
Yeah, especially the novel had him have like a dream sequence where he had a wife, like
Who?
Luke.
Okay.
So I mean, like that whole idea now is limited and/or is gone. By the way, that character I was talking about before, his name is Sinjir. I just remember.
Sinjir.
Sinjir. Yeah, he's great. He's a great character in the novels. But like, he might be my favorite character in the Aftermath series, other than Gallius Rax, and Admiral Sloan. But okay, see, Admiral Sloan is another one who they did a great job because she's African American, but they don't make it like, by the way, remember she's black. Like, it's like, you know,
they don't force it down your throat.
They focused on her character, and shock of all shocks, she becomes one of the best characters in the series. So, like, you know,
they do it subtly, and they make it as though the race is a secondary thing.
I didn't even know until I saw a picture of what she was supposed to look like, and I was like, oh, wow. Okay.
Because it doesn't matter what color they are.
It didn't matter.
It doesn't. Like, the thing is, people don't realize it, right? I mean, if you're fucking blind, you don't know what color the person is. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to be like you're not going to like the character because they're this or that. It's so stupid. And people in the world, like, the media and all these different things, they try to make it that people are racist, different things. You go back in the 70s, like I was saying, right? You see Casey and the Sunshine Band. It was every race together, singing, having a good effing time in the 70s, white, black, Spanish. None of this shit with the discrimination, right? I have photos that I found. My parents, my dad's like friends, they were black, and they went to this wedding, and they were all black, and it didn't fucking matter. Like, you're fucking friends. That doesn't mean shit what your color is, what your race is, whatever. But these people, they try to make it like it's a fucking thing. Like, the whole population, majority of them are racist. Well, the whole thing, there's racism everywhere. And it's not, you go in the fucking city, everybody's every different color there is. Every different race there is interacting all day fucking long. You imagine if it was true that people really hated race and shit? How would they be able to go to fucking New York or any other place and interact with these people if they were like that? They would never leave their house. But I'm going off topic. But again, Star Wars, you got to know what the agenda is, and the agenda should be about the story. It shouldn't be pushing your what do you call it?
Your personal bias.
Your personal bias or your agenda. Like, you want to be the one to make. You want to flood the Star Wars universe with gays, lesbians, different races, different whatever. And at some point in time, you fucking forget what you're fucking doing, and then you make them look like shit. And that's the whole point.
You're making what you're trying to bring diversity to such a point to where you're actually making fun.
And then there's no fucking plot, and it makes no sense.
Trying to promote.
Like, first of all, here's the thing, right? When I look at Last Jedi, right, and I formulate an opinion. I'm like, okay, Rian Johnson obviously does not want Rey and Finn together. So he fucking creates a character to make it like they're going to be a romance thing or some bullshit thing. And fails miserably, right? Now, I'm reminded of how Moffat in Doctor Who, and I'm sorry I keep throwing Doctor Who into it, but I have to show you why. Moffat, when he was under Russell T. Davis, was against the Rose character.
Yep.
And at every effing turn, he tried to give the Doctor a romantic interest away from Rose Tyler. He fucking did it with Madame de Pompadour, and it was fucking fantastic. And he just left fucking Rose, whatever, and went to run this. And then it didn't work out like that. And then he tried to create River Song. He tried this, he tried that. Ultimately, overall, the Doctor loved Rose, and you just didn't get it, you know? So like, that failed, ultimately, with the thing. So this whole thing, like, you're forcing stuff down people's throats, and people don't want it. Now, I don't really know anybody that is for the Rose and Finn combination. Are you?
I don't care who Finn is with. I don't want him to be with Rey.
Really?
I don't want Rey to be with anybody, to be honest.
Wow.
But
And I thought the whole "Hi, I'm Poe Dameron, hi, I'm Rey." Well, that wouldn't make any effing sense because your droid is with friggin' Rey, and how could they not know that with each other and interact?
Well,
Stuff?
they never had a chance to interact because as soon as they got back to the planet where the Resistance base was, she left to go find Luke, and she was with Finn the whole time.
That's right.
So they never really had a chance to meet.
That's
so
true.
I can understand that. I like what I don't think they need to do it now is like, oh well, we have Rey, so she's our main character, so obviously she needs a romance. It's like not every character needs a romance.
No.
Amen to that.
I think she could probably focus on being like a new Jedi Master or learning the
They
Force.
didn't push that when it was Luke.
Why can't they just make Poe Dameron the pilot of the Millennium Falcon with Chewie, and she's a Jedi Master? Like,
I think Poe Dameron's going to have a really big story arc in the next movie. Like, I think he's I think they're going to take what he learned in Last Jedi and make him the leader of the Resistance, which I think would be an interesting spin.
It's a twist like Han, Luke, and Leia, and Poe Dameron's the leader of Resistance in the Millennium Falcon with Rey, who's a Jedi Master, with Finn, who's like the, I don't know, Han Solo, not Han Solo type. It's just weird. I don't know.
I'm really interested in seeing what they do with Finn because Last Jedi kind of did a disservice to him where they didn't give him a lot to do. They really didn't. Like if you that's one of my complaints about The Last Jedi is that if you look at Finn in The Force Awakens and then you look at Finn in The Last Jedi, it's like Force Awakens, he was one of the more interesting characters. It's like defecting stormtrooper, doesn't know where he needs to be, doesn't really, he's like almost sheltered.
I found that original. I found that interesting.
And then Last Jedi, it's like he's still sheltered, but he just has nothing.
It was horrible. There was no purpose.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Let me ask you a question. He's not Force sensitive?
Story in a TV show.
How could that be? It's like he awoken with like all this stuff was happening where she's coming into powers. He awoken from his trance, whatever the fuck it is. He doesn't have any force whatsoever.
There are many theories out there.
He has the force. I bet you.
There are many theories out there that if you look at the way the narrative of The Force Awakens goes, it's almost like they're trying to tell you, yes, he's force sensitive, he just doesn't know.
Right.
Because if you look at when Snoke is talking to Kylo Ren, where he says there has been an awakening, have you felt it, right?
Right.
At that time, Rey didn't really do anything that you would say, oh, look, she now knows she's force sensitive.
He awoke first.
Exactly. However, if you look at Finn, there are many things that happened with him that he didn't want to fire on the people. B, he had that moment where he was like in the field and he heard all the screaming and he had C, Kylo Ren connected with him for some reason.
Yeah, they looked at each other like
in the field. Yeah.
Like he sensed that there might be in the force in him, but he didn't do anything.
Exactly. He's like, and then there's that scene where Hux and Kylo Ren are like, who helped them? And Kylo Ren's like, that stormtrooper from the field.
FN 847. Yeah, FN 847. Right.
So I think that there is an argument to be made that he might be force sensitive. And I think that would be an interesting, almost like a red herring, but not really a red herring, where it's like you were so distracted by Rey that you never really stopped and were like, hey, what's going on with him?
Well, let me ask you a question. Could he be a huge with the Force?
Yes, absolutely. There's nothing that says that he can't be.
Do you think Snoke could have something to do with him?
No. I doubt it. I think that if he's force sensitive, he just happens to
I think they're just focused on Rey and they didn't fucking even look at him.
You know what?
But Kylo Ren did a little bit, but it's
that would be really interesting if if the big and I could see J.J. Abrams doing this, right? That we were so focused
on
who Rey's parents were, and they're like, yeah, her parents are nobody, but look who Finn's parents are.
Finn's parents like Mace Windu and somebody else.
Who the hell is that? That would be.
Well, let me ask you a question. Could it be possible that a Jedi could block the Force in someone
Yes.
to make it appear like you're masking their presence,
Yes.
but also to the individual where, like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right? Finn, it's been visions that he is going to be massively the tide that turns and he's going to help the resistance in the future, right? Could it be possible, hypothetically, that Luke could be, or somebody could be, keeping it where he doesn't have abilities, it's not shown, he's blocked, and then say Luke dies, and then all of a sudden there's nothing to hold that back anymore, and he's fucking force everything.
I don't think Luke has anything to do with Finn being force sensitive or anything. I think
Not
if
that
Finn
he's
is force
force sensitive,
sensitive,
that he's blocking him from being.
yeah, I don't think so. I think Finn, if he is, he just doesn't know, and he's had nothing.
So he's like Leia in New Hope and the Empire, and he just
Yes.
it would just start coming out.
Yeah, she just doesn't know. Like, kind of like the broom kid at the end of The Last Jedi. Like, he obviously knows something's up with him. Like, I think he knows more about himself, like, being force sensitive than Finn would know about himself being. Because,
I think there's going to be something that's going to happen in the next movie.
Well, if you look
maybe
at all
they're
that,
firing Kylo Ren, and then all of a sudden he's going to reach out, and then or something. He's going to get a lightsaber. He's going to use the Force and not realizing that. Oh shit! And then he's going to be like, "It's on," like whatever.
To back that up a bit more too, if you look at the expanded stuff with Finn, they said that he was always like top of his class in like the hand-to-hand combat stuff and with using weapons, and that he was so good that Phasma was considering him to take her place when she either moved up or she was gone.
Really?
And he was going to be the next, whatever Captain Phasma is in the First Order. So you could kind of look at that and be like, maybe that's how his force sensitivity manifests. Like,
and that's how she's even more mad because that was her main student.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
He was her not her predecessor, but her next in line, and here he is betraying her in some way, shape, and form.
Well, what would be interesting, though, is maybe if he, like in the old universe, or in the old canon, the Legends canon, Kyle Katarn, I think he became the Jedi Battle Master during Luke's Jedi Academy, or during that time. So I wonder if maybe when they do 10, 11, and 12, if we follow like Rey and she has a new Jedi Order, I wonder if Finn is force sensitive, I wonder if maybe they would say, yeah, he's like the Battle Master, like the Jedi Battle Master, because of how combat oriented he is.
Wow.
Like Mace Windu. If you look at Mace Windu, he was a more combat oriented Jedi than the rest of them, like even more so than Yoda. So I mean, you could kind of look at that and be like, well, maybe in the future. Could Finn have been a kid from the Jedi that they just took? No, because I mean, after the Jedi fell, they stopped doing that.
But could it be like Mace Windu was not a Jedi anymore and he lived and he had a kid? And
I doubt that.
No,
the timeline wouldn't work.
Okay.
On there,
or
we know that Finn was taken as a child and put into the First Order stormtrooper training program, which was much more violent than and much more almost. It's really jarring to kind of read some of the things that they did. Like they basically took these kids when they were really young and they just brainwashed them into being like, the First Order is the right way. You have to kill anybody who thinks differently. And it's like, wow. Okay.
I was watching Force Awakens the other day, and I remember the line where Kylo's like, "Don't you think you should have like a clone army or something?" Like
yeah.
Like they still do that though.
They have the potential to do it.
But the way he sounded, it's like they still do it someplace.
He said perhaps he should consider using a clone army.
Right, so, which means that somebody did it in that time period. No,
not necessarily.
Okay.
He's saying that they have the potential to do it, which they do, because remember what they said in Episode 2. Or remember Dexter Jetster, if you guys remember that character. The guy Obi-Wan went to see in the diner.
Yeah.
You remember that scene? Yeah. Remember, he told Obi-Wan, it depends on how big your pocketbook is. Well, we know Snoke is obscenely wealthy, so I think he could fund a clone army with the snap of his fingers if he wanted.
He can clone himself numerous times. But we don't know with canon if that's,
I would say clone a whole bunch of Phasmas, but none of them would do anything. So, I mean, you don't want to.
Well, what's the canon now if they clone a Jedi or someone with the Force? Would that clone be with the Force?
I know in the old canon they were really heavily pushing the idea that you can't clone Force sensitives. And if you do, they don't last long.
Right. But could it be a thing that because Snoke is so decayed that that's his like 5,000th body. Like he just
Okay, how about this for a notion?
he's cloned of that body, but it's just he has more
Clone
time.
them just enough to where they remain hollow, so that way they can at least put a force, use them more as a force puppet than.
Well, you
Snoke's
know,
dead, right? Though
there's an interesting idea about that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Disney likes to pick things from the old Legends canon and make their own versions of it. So the idea that maybe, like Scott said, or like you said, that Snoke clones his bodies, so that when one dies, he does a essence transfer into another one.
Yeah.
So that could be a logical way to be like, hey, he's not dead; he's in a new body. And
so in other words, the one that got sliced in two may have just been a puppet.
No,
I think it's a thing that the body he was in was gonna die any fucking minute anyway.
Yeah.
And that he's just ready to. So he knew that was gonna happen with Kylo Ren because he pushed him that way. So you just let him just do the deed and end the body a little quicker, and then hop into a new body, maybe.
I mean, how crazy would it be if Snoke went into like a cloned body of Luke?
Right?
Ooh.
Because they did that. They did something like that in the Thrawn novels where they made an evil Luke.
You imagine if that's what the plan is for and then he gets his wish to be evil, like Mark Hamill. Yeah. How great would that be?
I would be down with that. That would be a big twist. Like that, I would be floored if they did.
And then you have the ghost Luke coming back saying, no, that's not me. Like, whatever, right? I would be all for that, too.
That would be interesting to see. And you could have two Lukes battling each other.
Well, if you see him working out lately, then you know. Like,
you know what would be symbolic about that is that at the end of The Last Jedi, you have Luke inspiring the galaxy. And then you have, like, this evil... this is just me speculating. Throwing ideas out there. But you have this evil version of Luke possessed by Snoke, who's really... It's just Snoke. And... he shows up and that almost like demoralizes everybody because oh my gosh, I thought he was on our side, but he's leading the First Order.
But that could be a master plan from Snoke
in order so he could defect or something like that.
That's like really Palpatine level planning. Like
that would be great though if they did that.
Like on Palpatine's level, because I could totally see them doing that.
Me too.
And I don't think that would necessarily be bad if they executed it properly because. It's been done before, and people didn't mind it that much. So I mean, not in the same way, of course, but you know.
I agree. I would be all for that.
Hey, JJ, anytime you want to give me a call, anytime, my phone's on.
And if you want somebody to fix the Cloverfield paradox, Chris is your man.
Yeah,
right,
you want to know? We need to nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah, coming soon in 2022, it's Godzilla versus Cloverfield.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go, Legendary. Yeah.
No.
You imagine, Chris? You imagine they get that shit?
It has to be Godzilla Earth at this point. But like.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do at 9. I'm being cautious because, you know, JJ. No offense to JJ, but, you know.
Now, Colin Trevorrow is going back to Jurassic. What's going on with that?
I don't know. And this is going to sound weird coming from me since I kind of bashed the first trailer for Jurassic World. But I'm kind of excited for that now.
Does that mean that this one's going to suck?
No.
Possible.
Well, see.
I don't know.
You've got 3 that's green lit, but then they're not really talking about 3 now, are they? They're not talking about 2. They're talking about 3. So
yeah, I mean, I've seen the design for the this isn't really a spoiler because it's all over the marketing, but the hybrid in the movie is called the Indoraptor,
right?
And it looks really cool. I have to admit, whoever designed this dinosaur or mutant dinosaur monster, I guess, is like. They did a really freaking good job because this thing is legitimately unsettling to look at times.
Well, we got a time limit. So, quick, Chris.
Yes.
What is Avengers going to do?
I think it's going to cause a cataclysm in the box office like nobody's ever seen before.
You're talking $3 billion?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I agree. What about you, Vaughn?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be.
Bye, Avatar!
I feel bad for Black Panther, though, because it's like they just got up there,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden Thanos is going to be like, that's my spot, and like,
Exactly.
just rip it down.
I know, man. They're going to wreck.
But he's going to do that to Avatar and I think The Force Awakens as well.
Yeah.
He's going to have that
The
gauntlet.
new Avengers movie. Is that going to be new Avengers?
I don't know. Oh, we have to. I don't know if you want to start a new one, but they friggin' spoiled
Less than
part
1
of
minute.
this movie in one of the new trailers that they had.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Like we knew it was going to happen,
Right.
but they showed it in the trailer.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Am I going to be pissed or?
I don't know. You want me to say it?
You got less than 10 seconds.
I'll tell you
Let's
off
leave it
air.
with a
All right.
cliffhanger.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.